Hi, everyone. My name is Chris McQueen. I'm the series director for the Iowa Gravel Series and wanted to give you a bit of a preview of the Waukon 100. It's absolutely one of my favorite courses. It's a beautiful area. So lucky to be out in Alameda County and to enjoy this beautiful land. It really is a special part of Iowa. And I'm not just saying that because it's one of my races. I think you'll find that it's just a beautiful experience, and looks like we've got some great weather, and we have a slightly updated course, just a lot of good things. So with that, let's go ahead and get started, and I'll point out some of those things that you might want to keep in mind as you're racing on Saturday. So as we start out at the beginning of the race, the good news and bad news is that the worst gravel on the route is on this first straightaway. It's not terrible. It's not dangerous. It's just a little bit looser. We got some big trucks that like to drive on it. So until you hit the turn right about here and get on the pavement, it's not the greatest gravel, but it's the worst that you'll see on the whole route. Then you spend just a few moments getting your legs back under you with some zigzags on a paved section. Do be careful. This is a fairly busy road, but there's a nice wide shoulder. Then you make a quick left and go straight, and you go on Van Buren. Now, a little bit of history here on Van Buren. Right here, where the little bend is, where it drops down and then it gets steep again. This drop and then steep section used to be at the very end of the race, which was fun. It was fun to watch, and it was fun to experience that at the end. Because of changing the start location, we thought we'd experiment seeing what happens when it's at the beginning. So it's looking in good shape. It is a little bit loose, so you want to just be ready for a quick little climb. It'll get your heart going. But then as you continue on and make this left, you get a bit of a reprieve and a fairly long section down into the valley. And this is just a lot of fun. And I'm going to say this a bunch of times, but the gravel is just in great shape. I hear we've gotten a little bit of moisture in the area, which I think will hopefully bring down the dust from what I experienced last week. But everything that I was on was in great shape, and I'll verify that in the race report or the pre-race notes at the start line if we notice anything changes. But frankly, it's a beautiful little meandering road down into this valley. The temperatures cool down a little bit, so they're going to be a little bit cooler than what the weatherman maybe reports. But it is so much fun to get down to this area, and you'll notice some trout streams, and you'll probably even dodge some fishermen out on an early morning fishing expedition. Keep an eye out for that, but keep your head up. It's just beautiful all through this. Then right about here, you start your first long climb out of the valley, and it's pretty wide road, so there's plenty of rooms for other vehicles. Do stay to the side as you're going to be going at least a little bit slower rate heading up this. But it doesn't last long, because once you hit that hairpin, you go straight back down into the valley and continue on this nice zigzaggy meandering path through the area. That's just really pretty. So we're getting close to about mile 20 here. Right about here at this road, you'll get your first aid station. And because it's so much downhill, it's surprising how fast that aid station comes. But it is nice to have it right before this climb again back out of the valley and then up onto a short section of paved road. It's a little bit longer than it's been in previous years. We're getting a little bit more mileage. Lots of people asked, why wasn't the Waukon 100 kilometers? We had a neutral start in the beginning that kind of changed things and how that worked. And so we've added this section. This is new this year. So you'll come off of this paved section on a nice descent, turn left, and follow again the trout stream. And here you get a, a short but pretty fun climb up again, up onto the through the fields here. And just keep an eye out for tractors. It's harvest time, it's seeding time and everything. But then you'll get another quick descent down. Be careful on this turn, and then back down into the valley. So right about here is where we turn back onto the route that you might be used to or might have been on in previous years, and then left. This road is a nice. I like it because it feels like it warms up a little bit. I sometimes get cold along the water pass and the trout streams and things. This little section is some of my favorite because you get a little bit more sun, but it's really just slight uphill, and it's also the point at which I know I'm getting close to Highlandville. Highlandville is the really the only major bit of humanity we come across on the route. The store owners are fantastic. They do open up restrooms to riders. Yep, the store is right there. And it's if you need something, it's a great place to stop, grab a bite to eat, whatever. And then it's got a quick bit of paved section, then back onto this small section here that kind of wanders along. And then left, quick up and down. You get a bit of classic Iowa rollers right there. And then right onto, again, a small section of paved. Now, in previous years, this left that we're coming on to was really crappy gravel, but it's really looking in good shape this year. This is a great spot for you to hunker down. If there is any wind, which it doesn't look like there's going to be much wind this year, this is a good place. The only place where maybe wind becomes a major factor is on this big, long, straight section. But it's a good place to just hunker down and really get some speed because it's flat and straight. And then you take another, and this is a descent, a downhill, get a couple rollers down. And then as you're taking this right-hand turn, you'll go up a little bit, climb a little bit, and then right about here, you actually get your second aid station already. So that'll come and feel a little bit quick, but it'll be surprising how fast you'll be at 42 miles already at this point. And then from here, this section goes again along the edge of the ridge, and then it dips down into one of the last valleys. And I think the hard part about describing and commenting on this course is that it's just so pleasant to be on. Even this short climb, this is one of the smaller climbs that you have on the second or on the last third of the race. They're not big. They're fairly gentle. And so you'll wind your way around going downstream with the wider river here. Just really pleasant. Off to the left, you'll see rock outcroppings. And I think I came across and startled something like 10 or 12 deer when I was out on the route last week. So I'm sure you might experience that as well. Just keep an eye out for the wildlife. And then another quick descent here as you get close to Ferris Mill is the last climb that you'll have on the course up to the finish line. And it starts right here at this right-hand turn. And Ferris Mill is one of my favorite sections. It's unfortunate that it's at the end because you are a little bit tired and it is an uphill, but it's really gentle, very pleasant, nice and shady. Usually you don't have to worry too much about any sort of weather issues or heat issues baking you on the last part of this route because it's fairly protected down in the valley and you get this nice long climb out. You'll spend more time with the river. It's really pretty, really beautiful. There are several bridges. If you're one to stop and take pictures, I think there are a few on this route. There's at least 2 metal bridges that they're fun to get a picture on. So we'll have photographers out on the course, but I don't believe we have them on any of the bridges. So just maybe keep that in mind if you do want to get a picture. Maybe next year we'll think about more about those locations that we want to have them. But yeah, as you slowly climb it, you'll definitely feel the climb as you're coming out of here, but it's not aggressive. I think probably the steepest part of Ferris Mill is right here as you turn right and come up this section, and then you'll make a right onto, again, the worst gravel on the route. But once you get over a quick rise, you'll be able to see the steeple of the church in the distance. And that's your target point. So just hammer it down and we'll get you a cold something to drink. And that is the Waukon 100 for 2023. We're super excited to have you.